All right. We're being recorded. Let's get started. So welcome everybody to the Town Council meeting for Thursday, June 10th, 2021. We have a lot of exciting items on our agenda. Due to the current public health emergency, it is the sincere desire of the mayor and town council to protect the public health, safety, and welfare to the maximum extent possible. The general public may not enter town hall. Therefore, this meeting of the town council will proceed virtually as permitted under the Maryland Open Meetings Act. And yes, we will be having a date coming up that we will be going back live very soon. Let's start out with the Pledge of Allegiance. And since it's Elizabeth's birthday, we're going to have her do it.
I did it the last time. Okay, I won't complain. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You do so great. We might just nominate you head Pledge of Allegiance person.
Military person.
Roll call.
Mayor Benton,
Here.
Mr. Dotson,
Here.
Ms. Hagan.
Here.
Walton,
Here.
Mr. Hummel,
Here.
Mr. Troncone.
Here.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Boy, we got a loaded house tonight. Good deal. All right. Can I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
So moved.
Any discussion? All in favor, raise your hand. Thank you. Minutes, motion to approve the minutes from the May 13th, 2021 as presented. Have a
So
motion?
moved.
So moved.
Yep.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, raise your hand. Perfect. All right. Let me, I have a proclamation I'm gonna read tonight. All right, Lisa's here. All right. Paul, can you do me a favor and unmute or bring Lisa in for a second? You can put her back. I mean, you can or mute her back once we're done, but if you could just do it real quick.
Sure. Let me just find her. There's a lot of people on the call tonight. There we go.
Yeah. We got, yeah, there she is. All right. Hey, Lisa, can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
All right, fantastic. So I'm going to go ahead and we have a proclamation I want to read tonight. Lisa brought it to my attention, and I think it's something that we as a town are going to continue to move towards with just different events, plantings, and ideas and so forth that Lisa's leading the way on. So I'm going to go ahead and read it. And if you have any questions, let me know. But so Town of North Beach, Maryland observes Pollinator Week 2021. Whereas pollinator species such as birds and insects are essential partners of farmers and ranchers in producing much of our food supply, and whereas pollination plays a vital role in the health of our national forests and grasslands, which provide forage, fish, and wildlife, timber, water, mineral resources, and recreational opportunities, as well as enhance economic development opportunities for local communities. And whereas pollinator species provide significant environmental benefits that are necessary for maintaining healthy, biodiverse ecosystems, and whereas the town of North Beach, Maryland has managed wildlife habitats, public lands such as parks, canopy trees, wetlands, and grasslands for decades, and whereas the town of North Beach provides citizens with conservation assistance to promote wise conservation stewardship, including protection and maintenance of pollinators in their habitats, on working lands, yards, and community green spaces. Now, therefore, I, Mayor Benton, Mayor of the town of North Beach, Maryland, do hereby proclaim the week of June 21st through the 27th, 2021 as the Town of North Beach Pollinator Week throughout the town of North Beach, and urges all citizens to recognize the observance. And this is our proclamation.
Well, cool.
And Lisa, did you want to say something quick about that or mention? You brought it to my attention.
Yes, thank you, Mayor Benton. I'm very excited that we're going to be part of the National Pollinators Week. We'll be able to celebrate we're going to do a planting of milkweed plants for monarchs at Sunrise Garden during the week, either the 23rd or the 26th, depending on the weather. with the garden club and the environmental community helping. And I'm very excited that we will be welcoming monarchs and other kinds of pollinators to Sunrise Garden and to other places in North Beach.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for your hard work, and let's keep doing it because we know it's a vital part of our ecosystem and really our way of life. So thank you so much, Lisa.
Thank you, Mayor, for doing that. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you. All
And
right.
Stacy.
Absolutely. Team effort. All right, Paul, let's move on to the next one. Recognition. Where's let's see here. Where'd she go? Oh, there she is. Can you please unmute Dawn, please?
Yes.
Hey.
Yay. Now, Stacy, I know we had a PowerPoint. Does Paul have that?
He does.
Yes, I'm going to try to share it here.
Who created this PowerPoint?
Don't worry about it. Our IT specialist, Jane Hagan. So
Jane
it shouldn't be upside down or anything. I'm teasing. You know it wasn't me. So we have the pleasure, the honor, and the joy of recognizing Dawn for her 10 years of service. And since I was a council member and then mayor, I can tell you that I can't thank all of our staff for all their hard work, but especially for Dawn. Dawn and I chat almost every day because one of my joys is marketing outreach, and Dawn is an expert at what she does. We are on the map because of what she has done. I think we went through COVID with her ideas of getting information out, and I think with the new beaches and all the things we're doing, I cannot thank her enough. We've had a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun MML. She's very well known when we have our booth, and you know what we don't see from Dawn, or what we don't hear about, is the times that I talk to her at 8 o'clock at night, or maybe Saturday morning or Sunday morning, or
5 in-the-morning texts.
well, whatever. That was all right. Yeah, 5 a.m. text messages. I forgot what time it was. But her passion, her dedication, and it's funny because I get staff stays on top of me with stuff I do, but I can tell you that Dawn takes it the next step, and she will correct me in a heartbeat, very professionally, very friendly, but she's very determined to make sure I knew what was wrong and had to be corrected. We have names for her, but we can't say it in public. So we're not going to say that right now, but Dawn, I can't thank you enough. I mean, 120 months, man, time is flying by with your dedication to the town. And
Thank you.
thank you. And hopefully we see you for another 10 years. Go back. Can we go back, or can we go through the photos, or we already went through the photos, didn't we? It was like on a slide.
I could have done a better picture at the town sign, guys.
No, it's perfect. It's perfect. All right. So what you'll see, like, this is MML, how we get our name out there. This is MML. This is right here in Town Hall for the holidays.
Let me do it
MML
manually so I can slow it down a little bit.
Yeah. But what we need to make sure we don't miss is the amount of outreach that our tiny little town of 2,000 residents, that
Wow.
will see 75,000 to 100,000 people between Memorial Day and Labor Day. Our businesses are flourishing. The amount of effort that what we do for businesses is unprecedented compared to any other municipality in the state. I guarantee it. And it's amazing what happens when you have such a small staff but a dedicated staff. This is that was when the radio station, I think they've been here a couple years now.
Yeah.
You know, and just we get invitations all the time, and she stays on top of it. So I don't know, you know, Dawn, do you have anything you'd like to say right now?
Just thank you for all that you've said, Mayor, and it's really been an honor to work for the town. I think everyone knows I'm an original beacher just like you, so I'm working for the town in which I was raised. And I've seen a lot of changes over the years, and it's been great. I can't believe it's been 10 years. It's been fun. I've enjoyed everything I've done. And I look forward to doing more.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Council, anybody want to say anything before we move on?
I would. she's been a real pleasure to work with the environmental committee and all of the flyers and things that she has written and all the stuff that she does to get us to sustainable Maryland. So thank you, Dawn. I really appreciate all your efforts.
You're welcome. Thank you, Jean.
Also, we met up today because as you know, I'm leaving out of town tomorrow. Dawn's gonna be leaving out of town soon, or Saturday or whatever. Well, we did present her with a certificate, a 10-year pin with her name on it. Stacy, it looked wonderful. Thank you so much. And then also some more thank yous out there. So, you know, I think sometimes we don't show or we don't show how much we appreciate staff. And I just want to thank you for all your hard work.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Dawn. All right. Let's move right into public safety report. It's in there, the May report. And who's on the call tonight? Do we have a deputy?
It's the
There he
lieutenant
is.
manager.
There he is. All right. Lieutenant Hollinger, how are you doing, sir?
Doing good, doing very good.
And I will tell you all that he's a lieutenant that gets out of his car and walks the boardwalk. I see him there every day, every other day. He's walking around town. So thank you so much for your hard work out there.
Thank you, Mayor. I enjoy it very much.
We have the report submitted. We've all had an opportunity to look at it, but do you have any individual questions you'd like to ask the lieutenant?
I just have one. What was the story of the accident that happened at 9th and Bay?
Yeah, that was someone was heading east on 9th Street. They were stopped at the stop sign and they were going to take a left and head north into Anne Arundel County. They didn't see a car coming southbound. They pulled out right in front of it and got struck broadside, and it pushed their car into the street light, and it flattened the street light there.
Was anybody badly injured or?
No, nobody.
Okay.
Nobody was badly injured. So it was relatively minor, you know, except for the property damage.
Okay. You know, when I saw it was closed, it's like, ooh, I hope nobody was hurt. And that was my larger concern, honestly, was anybody hurt? So, okay.
Nope. We got lucky on that one.
Cool. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Any other questions for Lieutenant? Nope. All right. Well, thank you so much. And I'll see you out there. Well, it won't be tomorrow, but I will see you again soon.
Thank you, sir. Y'all have a good evening.
Thank you. All right, Joe. I think she's on. Yeah, there she is.
Yes, okay. The treasurer's report is for the month of April. The beginning balance was $200,000. The ending balance was $200,000, $234,000. And the MLGIP general fund is $2,893,000. The sewer capital is 89,000 and the water capital is 43. And then total cash available to the town is $5,060,000. Just a little fuzzy this evening, seems like. And the most significant thing on my report is the 20,000 we got from State Highway for stormwater improvements. Donnie was got that implemented when he met with State Highway about the bridge work. So that was good. And that's my report.
Thank you so much. Does anybody have any questions for Joe before we let her go? Don't worry, she'll be here in a minute. She has two more things on the agenda. All right. I'll need your backup. How's that?
Okay.
DB's on here. I know he had internet issues today. I do know that he also has an item on the agenda later in the night. But DB, what would you like to pass on to council and the individuals in attendance?
Yeah, I'd like to apologize to mayor and council. We lost our internet connection when we had a storm the other night and knocked out a couple cameras, knocked out our internet. I thought they'd be there today to get it repaired. I should have went to town hall, probably emailed the report. But anyway, I'd like to point out that we did, as you know, unfortunately, we lost 3 of our 5 employees from Public Works, but we have rehired 2 new employees. And I've been doing a lot of training with them this month. And I'd just like to pass on to the council and the residents that those 2 guys are really so far doing a great job. One of them came from Chesapeake Beach, Chris Hardesty, he started, and we also had Seth Walker, who just graduated from high school, and he started with us as a trainee, like starter position. Both have been picking it up pretty well. They've really been easy to work with so far. Hopefully that continues. If you see them around town, just say hello. And so far, like I said, they've been doing a good job.
Fantastic. Any questions for DB? All right, let's move into code. Is Rick on here?
Yep, I'm here.
All right, Rick, I know you got your report in here. What's something you want to pass on to council?
The biggest thing is we have finalized dealing with the parking lot for Mr. Russo. That agreement has been done and signed, approved at the planning commission level. So it will be a parking lot for the next 2 years. I imagine he will have it open within the next 10 days.
Fantastic. How is North Beach Access doing, Rick?
It's become a little stalled. We haven't had any new customers sign up in the last month. But I actually talked to Dawn today, and so we've been talking about a few different ways we can try and increase the traffic on there and get more people to sign up. So once we work out a couple of those kinks, we'll make that. We'll ask you about doing some of those things.
Sounds good. Thank you so much. Any questions for Rick? All right. Dawn, marketing, what would you like to pass on? I know you've been knee deep working with Bud down on the waterfront with the new online beach access and so forth. What do you got? What would you like to pass on?
I think Bud's probably tired of seeing me and hearing me. No, I guess just pass on that we've been working hard on the new ticketing software, Click Tickets. We, hit a few bumps in the road that maybe no one else would have known about, but I knew, Bud knew, but we, it didn't stop anyone from purchasing tickets. It's being used. People are buying their tickets before they show up. When they arrive, if they haven't purchased the tickets, Bud staff is, encouraging them to scan that code and get their tickets there. And so it seems to be working out pretty good. They did make an additional change to the program yesterday. So late yesterday afternoon, that went live. So there's a calendar function on there. So I just keep kind of watching from the background and making sure that runs smoothly. That's all I have to say. Just the Quick Tickets. We're still just monitoring it and helping the staff get through it if they have any questions or need to troubleshoot.
Cool. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Lisa, what would you like to pass on to council?
Hello, everybody. Thank you, Mayor, once again for announcing that the 21st to 27th is National Pollinator Week. I appreciate that. We are working on doing recertification for Sustainable Maryland, which will be sent in at the end of the month. We'll have 2 rounds of information from the committee. And so by August, we'll know that we're recertified, which is great. We had an Alpro on June 5th and one coming up on June 26th. The June 5th one, we had almost 30 people. We did not see owls because it was really bright and light out because it was still daylight at 7:30. But it was a really good group of people. We had a good time. And we have another one that's full already for June 26th. And the third thing I want to announce is we just are scheduling a rain barrel workshop for July 10th. It'll be at Wetlands Overlook Park, and residents from North and Chesapeake Beach will be able to apply for it and come to it. And that is being put on in partnership with the Maryland Extension Office.
Fantastic. Thank you. I look forward to that because I know Tina wants to get some rain barrels. So thank you. All right. Bud, I think Bud's on here. I think he wasn't levitating behind Joe anymore. I think he's on here. Maybe Joe's waiting. This is his first. There he is. Oh.
So he's there, but it doesn't seem to have audio.
Let him come over to the boss.
They're switching.
Oh, there we go.
All right, can you unmute? Hold on, bud. You're still muted.
Yep.
There he is. Hey,
I just wanna
bud,
say-
welcome. Welcome.
Just want to say hello to everybody and congratulate Dawn on her 10 years working with the town. And there's a lot that I owe her because she helped me a whole lot the last couple of weeks getting things up and running. So kudos to Dawn.
Thanks, bud. You don't owe me, buddy. Told you I was there to help.
Oh, I know. I just want to give you credit for help. But it is going well. The click tickets is working great. My staff has picked it up and we've all just jumped into it, head first, and we're just taking it on and learning as we go.
Yep.
Got a few little quirks, but we're working through. And for far as Memorial Day weekend, it wasn't a great weekend, but we finished it off with a great Monday. How's that? That's all I can say about that. It was a great Monday. And total, we had for the weekend, we had, I guess it was, we did a total of about $11,000 for the weekend, which isn't a large amount, something to talk about. And a total number of visitors was probably about 390.
Cool.
And one more thing I gotta add, Mayor,
Yes.
your 100 beach pass count was off. We've done over 554.
Good.
Just so you know. And that's about all I have.
All right, cool.
Thank
you so much. Go ahead, Mickey.
Have you, I saw the stuff that got put on board docs that looks like we're tracking the stuff through click tickets. Are you able to track the residents who come down? So we could see a number of residents as well to add to the data moving forward?
We're keeping track of it. We're seeing more residents this year, I think, than we have in the past. And we're keeping track by we document. We have a sheet. We have a sheet with all the visitors from out of the county and all of it. We also track the residential residents as well.
Okay. Yeah. For next time, are you able to put that into? I just like to see, because I like to look at all of them through the years, because I'll go back and see. It's like, oh hey, bad weather, better, because I've been here for so long. I have enough of that data to see.
Oh yeah. We can do that.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you so much. Any other questions?
I know Dawn has something.
Where's Dawn?
Right here. So I just wanted to add on to what Bud said. He was saying that he was kind of joking with the mayor because we thought we might do 100 beach passes, and those are for town residents, but we've done over 500. So what that means is our residents, more residents than we expected, plan on coming to the beach this year. So, and I've actually looked at, historical numbers too, like Mickey was talking about, and it seems like in the few days we have been open, we have more residents, and those we can pull those reports. They do ring that up at the Welcome Center. On the
I did want to add that on Memorial Day, I did go down and spend a little time early in the day, trying not to get too intrusive with the operations, but was taking a look at the operations flow and asked some questions about the ability to upgrade for clippability within Click Ticket and how we could do that, and if it was part of the contract. Dawn didn't know the answer. She referred it to the mayor. I haven't really followed up on it, but I think it would be a great idea moving forward if we could have the ability for the residents to actually go in and say how many people they're actually bringing. Like the login screen says, are you a resident or are you a visitor? And if it's a resident, you could go and you could capture the number that way to take it out of being manual. But it would also give us an opportunity, just something to look forward to, how to capture the true capacity of the beach, and then be better able to analyze what the breaking even is and what the actual number is that we really need to have on it. So those were some of the discussions that I was having with them that I just didn't have time to write that up in an email and send it forward. But since we're having this discussion, I thought this would be a good place to just kind of say it out loud. Thank you. It was a great experience, by the way.
Well, we can talk offline, but about the residents, our town residents do not need to use Click Tickets.
Yeah, I
Um,
know they don't at this time. I'm
Because
just
it's-
talking about upgrades for the future perhaps. And so we can capture numbers
We
but-
do capture the numbers of the residents.
manually.
Well, they come to the window and they push
have
the
to get a written-
button town resident because they have, and at the end of the day, they know how many town residents have been on the beach.
Yeah, they have to do
Okay.
that. So it's not like it's an additional step. They have to do it to get their wristbands.
I understand. I guess my point of view is instead of backing into the number, trying to figure out what the capacity is so that you're actually managing to that number and it flows over in financials and everything else. But you're right. That's a discussion for a whole nother
Yep.
time.
All
Okay.
right, what other, anybody else have any questions?
Yeah, I
Bud,
went
thank-
down that day also. And I was really pleased at how well the staff was doing and how things were going. We had there were a couple people that arrived with great big coolers and I forget her name, just stepped right up and showed her the policy. And as far as I know, there was not any discussion. She understood that she couldn't take it on the beach. So I think things went pretty well.
Absolutely. And we will continue to improve. All right, any other questions before we move on? Bud, thank you so much. All right, let's move to public comments. The Town of North Beach welcomes public comment. Public comments will be taken in a chat box during the Zoom meeting. Please state your name and address prior to your comment. Paul already did that. All right. Paul can read them off or whatever way you want to address it, Paul.
So Mayor, there was a comment that was made earlier regarding, I guess, the car accident on 9th Street, asking, can the fence be fixed?
All right, so so what we did was the car was actually on the opposite side of the fence. It wasn't even on the side coming from Atlantic Avenue. It was on 9th Street going west versus going east. And what we did was, and Councilmember Dotson actually went down there today or yesterday. He had to go to work and he went by there to check for me. I know he's on here, but we installed a mirror that is working exceptionally well. It's physically attached to the pole and you can see all the way up to Harrington Harbor. So I think that has been resolved. Councilman Humble, excuse, not Humble. I see his face here. Dotson, you want to make a comment about that mirror?
Yeah, it's definitely in a much better position than it was previously, and I had no issues with it today. I did have a concern about the fence, but the mirror worked out fine.
Cool. Thank you. And what's the other question, Paul?
I don't see any other questions at this time.
All right, we'll wait for a second and then we'll move right into knocking out the voting. Getting there, good folks. Thank you so much for your patience. All right, well, let's go ahead and if somebody throws something in the chat box, we can always come back. So let's move into ordinance and resolutions. So the first ordinance is ordinance 21-01, amending chapter 9 ethics to incorporate changes to state law. That was an ordinance that Stacy and our town attorney worked on. The goal for tonight is a motion to approve ordinance 21-01, amending the chapter 9 ethics to incorporate changes to state law as presented. You've all had it. We discussed it last meeting. So really what we're looking for now is a motion to approve it as written.
Move to approve as written.
So I got a first and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, raise your hand. So moved. Thank you so much. Let's move on to voting for our next ordinance 21. Hold on, let me not get confused here. 21-02, operating budgets for the general fund, sewer, water, and capital projects for fiscal year 22 as submitted. So I need a motion to approve as submitted. And again, we have exhaustively gone through it this year. I think Joe did an amazing job breaking it down. So can I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Any discussion? All in favor, raise your hand. Thank you so much. Ordinance 21-02 is voted upon. All right. I'm going to read this, but then I'm going to give some clarification because it was confusing. So Joe, this is where I said I might need you, but right here is resolution 21-03. The first part is the part you need to do, that we're doing is the Maryland Circuit Rider. They call it the Maryland Circuit Rider Town Management Program. Based on what I know, this is, remember, we used to have a circuit rider, Veronica. That's what this is about. So what we need is a, Joe, if you'd like to give a quick update about the program, if you don't mind.
Well, that's what the program is called. The purpose that we use it for, and the same for Forest Heights, is more as a grant writer and program drafter. That's what we do with the program. We don't use it as a town manager. So we really need someone to help with dedication to writing the grants. It's very time consuming, and that would be helpful. And if we can get funding to do that, I think we should.
Yeah, so we've had it in the past. It works. It doesn't tax our staff to the point they can give input, but they're not the ones doing the meat of it. So we need somebody. We have a lot of grants coming up that we've been blessed with, but there's a lot of effort on staff's part. So so I need a motion to pass resolution 21-03 as presented.
So moved.
Second.
First, second. Any discussion? All in favor, raise your hand. So moved. It passes. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joe.
You're welcome.
All right, the next one, DB, if please unmute DB. I'm going to read it and then he can take over with his expert. So this one here, what you see is a breakdown for you from Donnie Bone. I call him DB, Donnie Bone from DPW. And as you know, we've been doing a lot of work on stormwater with all of it. I mean, just all around town. So we ran an RFP, Stacy and DB worked together, submitted, got an RFP out. This is what came in, you received it. DB, give us a quick synopsis of part A and your feelings.
Yeah, real quick. I'd like to thank the Stormwater Flood Committee for helping with the RFP also. They did a great job. We had members that volunteered. Yeah, no problem. And we, we drafted the RFP. The RFP went out. Was advertised for 2 weeks. We only had 2 companies bid on the RFP. We had one company bid. It was a $70,000 total bid for 2 stormwater pumps for Fifth Street and a control panel. And the second company we had bid, and it came in, like I say, the memo has the exact number, but around $45,000 for the 2 pumps, and it was about $44,000 just for the control panel. After reading, unfortunately, the one company that bid, STH, they didn't fill out the bid form correctly. It was supposed to be part A, part B. They just sent in a combined total lump sum bid, and they were disqualified because of that. The company Sherwood Logan, who's a premier company, we've worked with them in the past. They're out of Annapolis, Maryland. They submitted the bid correctly. They're the company that submitted for 2 new 25 horsepower stormwater pumps, which is part A, $45,900. I'm not exact on the number, but it's close to $45,000 for the 2 pumps alone. The part B was for the control panel, and that was $44,000. After we got the bids in, reviewed, we went through the references, called and checked. But after looking at that control panel price, I just had heartburn with that. That's a lot of money just to control 2 stormwater pumps to turn them on and off. We looked at a VFD system, and what the VFD system does is it turns the pump on, but it turns it on at a slow speed, and you can control that pump anywhere within the range of like from start to wide open. And with the condition in the pipe at Fifth Street, the stormwater condition, we don't have much head, that would be helpful. But after talking to members on the stormwater committee and a couple other engineers, a couple other pump guys, I feel like $44,000 is a lot of money. And we all came to the same conclusion, just to control pumps. I mean, if they were running every day and we really need them, it might be something different. As you know, we had a lot of rain. Last couple of years we've had rain, but they might run once or twice a month. They run once a week. I would recommend, after reviewing the bids that came in, awarding Part A 2 stormwater pumps to Sherwood Logan. And I would suggest that we go back out and look at an alternative way to do the control panel to save the town a substantial amount of money. We could control the pumps the old-fashioned way with floats or transducer, where they would just kick on at a certain level, pump the level down and cut off. And I don't think that would jeopardize the system. I think the value, we'd save enough money where it wouldn't jeopardize the system and it wouldn't harm the system. So that would be my recommendation for the RFP that we received.
Fantastic. Does anybody have any?
Welcome any questions to that.
Well, we're gonna, you want to do Part A, which is $45,908, is that correct? And not
That's
Part
correct.
B, and not
Right.
Part B.
Exactly, yes. And I feel we could get an alternate control panel in the $15,000 to $20,000 range easily, instead of the $44,000 fancy. I mean, it was a Cadillac control panel, it would be nice, but I don't think it's necessary. And I can't see the town spending, that much unnecessary money. Really.
And also, just so y'all know, if y'all noticed, there was an orange pump on the beach for a long time. And it worked extremely well, but it's a big orange pump on the beach. And DPW had to manually take care of it and all that stuff, but it worked. It worked. But it didn't work about 2 weeks ago when we had that massive 2 inches of rain in 45 minutes. But up to that point, it worked amazing. Now, having said that, that's the reason why the flood committee and DPW have been working hard on this. This is to eliminate that orange pump that's sitting out there manually, which has been removed, and should take a care to a point. Now it's got, I don't know what that number is, but this is bigger than that orange pump, correct, DB?
Yes, that pump did about 1,200 gallons a minute. The 2 pumps that we spec for this 2 25 horsepower pumps, they can do 2,500 gallons a minute apiece. So we'd have a total of about, they can't, do 5,000 because they're pumping into the same pipe, but they'd be around 4,000 gallons a minute, possibly, if both of them kicked on at the same time. And we did that orange pump, as the mayor said, as a test, just to see how helpful a pump would be located in that pit. And we had the pump sucking right out of the same pit that we're going to install the new pumps in. So we felt after running that test for a month or two that pump definitely saved us and did a great job pumping down. So we feel like 2 pumps will definitely help the situation. And as the mayor stated, when we get 2 inches of rain in 45 minutes, I don't think anything can pump that except a New Orleans style flood dike dam pump. But I'd like to point out though, it did, when we did have that 2 inches of rain on a Friday night, it did flood. I got a call about 7:30 or so with a high level. The street flooded, but by 11:30 at night, we did modify the existing pump on the beach, and it was able to pump down the street by 11:30. So we had flooding for a couple hours instead of 8 or 10 hours like in the old days. So it did help, and I feel the new pumps would definitely be 5,000 gallons a minute more, out of there. So it'd be a lot quicker of removing the water from the street. And
there's space in the pump enclosure to handle this inside the
Yes.
fenced off area.
That was the last project that me and John Hoffman worked on. He
Yeah,
had the
I thought
as-built
you guys
drawings
made
for
it.
that. Sorry to say that, but he had the as-built drawings, and we got the drawings from the pump manufacturer and actually CAD drawing them, so to make sure that they would fit. We do have to do some piping. That's another reason I didn't want to go with the control panel. It might be $15,000 to $20,000 as a repiping that we'll do as much as we can in-house, and probably hire like a local contractor to do that. So we'll have some piping changes we'll have to make in there, but both pumps will fit in the enclosure, in the wet well.
Just so another piece of the puzzle that we've been working hard on the last couple of years. So we're getting there. We're getting there. So if we don't have any further questions, I need council. We need a motion to award the project, Part A, Item 1, to Sherwood Logan and Associates for $45,908. Can I have a motion for that?
Second,
All right. Any discussion? All in favor, raise your hand. Thank you. So move. DB, make it happen.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor and Council.
No, thank you, buddy. Keep doing what you're doing. And Flood Committee, do not stop what you're doing. You're doing an amazing job. We have more exciting news coming down the road to council soon. Not yet, but soon. All right, so now that was the last item. Now we got to move into our interview. As you know, that we had a council member step down due to the fact that she moved. So now we have 6 residents that have applied for that position. And at this point in time, I'd like to turn the meeting over to Paul Troncone, our council VP. And I am done for now.
We're not going to do
All right.
reports.
We
That's after.
will, but it's after this.
In the agenda.
Yeah, look on the agenda.
I did. It says mayor council reports.
Yeah, after this.
After this.
Yeah. Yep, we're
Okay.
gonna do them, but this part I'm not involved in when it comes to the interview section. This is strictly for the council. So that's why I'm backing out right now. So Paul, I turn it over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Good evening, everyone. As the mayor said, we had 6 candidates apply for the council vacancy. So we're going to go through an interview process. I'm going to start by taking all 6 candidates and placing you into the waiting room in Zoom here, and then we'll call you in one at a time and perform the interview. So let me find everyone here. Looks like first we have Jean Mead, who I think I can see here. Good evening, Jean.
Good evening.
So I'm going to place you in the waiting room. You're actually the first candidate we're going to interview, so you'll be back here in just a minute.
Okay.
So don't go anywhere. Okay, next we have Virginia Geisler. Let's see. I don't see somebody by that name on the call. We have 2 people that have called in with phone numbers. I don't see names there. Virginia, if you're either one of those, you should be able to press *9 on your phone, and that'll raise your hand. Okay, so I don't think Virginia is with us. Okay. Next, we have Lauren Kabler. I just saw her. There we go. So good evening, Lauren. Going to place you in the waiting room. Okay. Next is Mary Mayhew. I just saw her too. There she is. Hi, Mary. Off to the waiting room. Susan Shaw. There you are. Hi, Susan. And then Cheryl Green, who I also don't currently see on the call. Cheryl, if you're on the phone, again, you can press *9 to raise your hand so I can identify you.
six three nine one, ending 6391.
I think that's Cheryl Green.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Paul.
Which one is it?
202.
22997-6391.
Phone call in and then 6391.
I'm not seeing that. I've got a phone call ending in 1485.
The hand is in the left-hand corner.
Here we go.
Oh.
Okay. I think I just found it. Okay, so that's Cheryl Green. Okay, Cheryl, I'm going to place you into the waiting room, and we'll get back to you shortly.
We're still looking for Virginia.
Yes, so I think the only one we don't have is Virginia. And the best I can tell, unless she is the other phone call. Okay. I think we're good. All right, so I'm going to bring Jean back in. Okay, Jean, are you with us?
I am.
All right, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
And Jane, I believe you have the first question, so why don't you take it away?
So, Jean, if you just introduce yourself and give your home address.
Yeah, my name is Gene Mead. I go by Skip, but my address is 4013 5th Street here in North Beach.
Okay, great. So the question is, why do you wish to fill the present vacancy on the town council?
Well, I retired in August of 2019, and we moved out here in January 2020, right before the COVID strike. And I really got some time on my hands, and I thought I wanted to get involved with the neighborhood and get to know the town better. Just saw this vacancy and thought I'd throw my name in the hat.
Great, thank you.
Hello, Gene. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. And yourself?
Pretty good. What do you see your role as a council member being?
Now that's a tough question for me since I've never been involved with any kind of local politics. I'm a retired helicopter pilot in the Marine Corps, went government contractor for 25 years. I can do just about anything, any project. I'm skilled in all of Microsoft Office products. But to be honest with you, if you're looking for somebody with town council experience, can't help.
Okay.
Hello, Mr. Mead. My question is, if there was only one thing you could do to improve the town, what would it be and why?
And again, that's another tough question. I think that my skill set would probably be best employed to try to improve our business relationships with the local businesses and encourage more visitors to come to this great town. Because unfortunately, I don't think a lot of people know where we are. When I tell them I moved to North Beach, they look at me like I have two heads. But really, I'm kind of wide open in this. As I said, I'm not an experienced council member. Give me a project, tell me to run with it, and I'll make it happen.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
All right, Gene. So thinking about the town's infrastructure, the state of the town's infrastructure, what do you think is the most important issue to deal with at this time?
Oh. Well, I have to admit that I don't think I've really encountered any significant issues. I do a lot of walking around here. I think the town's pretty well laid out. I don't see a lot of problems with the roads. I know we've had some problems with roads flooding, but that happened quite a while back. I haven't seen it since. So to answer your question, I don't really see anything that looks like it demands. I mean, we don't have a lot of potholes or anything else, so I'm not sure what you mean by infrastructure issues.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Sorry, I could be more informative.
Hi, Jean. Welcome to the council meeting.
Thank you.
This is your fifth and final question for the evening. Now, you stated that you came to the town and it was attractive to you. I'm just wondering, what is your vision, or you have a vision for the town of North Beach?
Do I have a vision? I guess my vision is to constantly work to improve. And whether I'm on the town council or just a local citizen, I'm always going to be striving to correct things if I think there's an issue, to provide input, to do what's best, what I think for the town at a most reasonable price, because I realize that we don't have bottomless pockets. I don't know if
Well,
that's,
No, that's great. That's wonderful. I mean, you're new to the town and you're getting acquainted, and that's it from me. I'm the last question, and I thank you for your application.
okay, thank you.
Okay, Gene, thank you. So you're more than welcome to stick around if you like, but if not, you can go home for the evening, and we'll be in touch.
I figure you'll be in touch one way or the other. Okay,
Yes.
thanks.
So after we do all the interviews, the council is going to deliberate this evening, and then at some point, I guess probably the next week or two, we'll be in touch. One way or
Okay,
the other.
thank you.
Thank you. All right. So next is supposed to be Virginia, but I don't believe we have her on the call. So we're going to move on to Lauren. There we go. Lauren, welcome back.
Hello. Hi, everyone.
Lauren.
Good to
Hello.
see you again.
Hello.
Hey,
So
Greg.
I am the first questionnaire. So
Okay. Shoot.
why do you wish to fill the present vacancy on the town council?
So, I've been thinking about that a lot lately, as you might imagine. And there's two kind of primary reasons. The first reason is I really, really care about this town. And I think it's honestly because it's like a dream come true to be able to call this place, my home. And if you read my letter of interest, you'll see that I grew up on the Bay in small town. So this is like coming home to me. And I think because of that, I feel driven to contribute, in any way I can, as much as I can. So that's one reason. This is an opportunity to contribute to the town, to its health and well-being, to the extent that I can. And, this isn't just talk for me. I mean, I think my commitment to this town is not just the future, but it's the past and what I've been doing up until this point. It's real. I've spent, hours and days and months standing up and working on the flood committee pretty much since day one, working with the committee, working with Donnie Bowen, working with Elizabeth a lot. Jane, you've attended some of these meetings as well. And I mean, pretty much everyone. Stacy, I worked with her a ton. So I am committed to this town. I care deeply about it. The second reason, I'm very, very proud of what the flood committee's done and my role in the flood committee. But I feel that I could have an even bigger impact if I were, on the town council, a member of the town council, both in addressing, flood issues, but on hopefully any other issue or issues where I could help. I'm organized, I'm responsive, I'm focused, but most importantly, and this is a point I really want to get across, is very important to me, I'm a team player. And I think when the rubber, meets the road, that is, in my opinion, one of the most important things when it comes to, working with other people in a group to solve problems and address issues. And
Great.
again, okay, I'll stop there.
There's a total of 5 questions, so there's 4 other persons who are going to ask you.
Okay.
So I was just the first one.
Okay, thanks, Jane.
Sure.
Hello, Lauren.
Hi, Mickey.
So what do you see your role as a council member being?
I mean, I think it goes back to kind of what I just said. First of all, I want to be part of the team. I want to, just do whatever needs to be done to help the town council, to help it to function, to take the lead on any issues or the co-lead on any issues that need a lead or need someone to pay attention to or focus on. I mean, my background is, clearly it's pretty much all environmental. And if I can help out in that way, that's great. But I also, as I said, I am very organized. I'm very responsive. I'm a hard worker. I'll do whatever needs to be done.
Thank you.
Sure. Thank you. Thanks, Mickey.
Hello, Laura. Lauren. My
Hi,
question
neighbor.
is, hi, if there was only one thing you could do to improve the town, what would it be and why?
Okay, so I guess this is gonna go back to my letter of interest. My big issue with this town is wanting it to be here for my son, my son's kids, and for future generations. So it's resilience. So my, pet issue is obviously addressing the flooding and the stormwater problems to ensure the resilience of this town. But again, I'm willing to help out in any way I can to ensure the resilience in other areas as well. Whether that's, helping out with, making this a good place for businesses to operate and be able to make money, or a good place for people to come and visit and have a good time. So it's really about resilience and perception of this town. So that would be my one issue would be resilience.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Hello again, Lauren.
Hi, Paul.
So I'm going to say, other than flooding, since we know you're obviously well informed on that issue, what do you think is North Beach's biggest infrastructure issue other than flooding?
And other than the fence on the corner of 9th and Atlantic.
Yep,
that's
open to
I do have to drive by that and, take my life in my hands every time, but that's a separate issue. The biggest infrastructure problem, where's my buddy Donnie? I don't know. I would probably want to look into, and I don't know if this is a problem, but the drinking water situation. I'd like to kind of understand that a little bit. How old is the that infrastructure and how safe is that? That would be something I'd be interested in. And then other than that, I don't know. I think I think that's pretty much it that I can think of.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Let
And
everyone
Elizabeth?
know. Elizabeth.
Sorry, I was busy making notes. I was busy making notes. Yes, I'm sorry. I have some last questions. Hi, Lauren.
Hi.
So I think you might have actually answered this a little earlier, but we'll take it. What is your vision for the town?
Oh, my vision for the town, or how I can contribute to, I guess, the collective vision, which I guess everyone has a different vision, is again, it's this resilience issue. Is trying to do what I can to ensure that this town is here, but it's here in a better. It's here for a long time. It's here for the longevity. It's here for generations. So that's my that would be my response to your question, Elizabeth.
Thank you. Appreciate it so much. I'm so glad that you applied.
Thanks for giving me this opportunity to chat with you all.
All right, thank you, Lauren. So
Thank
you
you.
feel free to stay if you like, or you can disconnect if you have other things to do this evening.
I wouldn't mind eating dinner.
Please. But the
Okay.
council is going to be deliberating a closed session after this, and then we'll be in
Okay.
touch in the next few days or a week or so.
Sounds
one way
great.
or the other.
Thanks. Have a nice evening,
Thank you.
everyone. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, next we have Mary Mayhew. And I see Mary there.
He's muted.
Yep. Unfortunately, I can't unmute somebody. I can only ask them to unmute.
Okay.
There we go. Hi, Mary.
Hello. Hi,
Okay.
Mary.
Welcome back.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with this Zoom thing yet.
Yeah,
Although
we're
I
all
do it a
still
lot.
trying to figure this stuff.
Yeah, well, by the time we do, it'll be time to go back, hopefully, to somewhat normal.
Amen.
there-
Okay, Jane.
So we're going to be asking you, there's 5 of us, we're going to be asking you 5 different questions.
Okay.
So
I can't hear you, Jane.
I'm the first person. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So why do you wish to fill the present vacancy on the town council?
Well, as you have a little bit of knowledge about how things were when I first moved here about 16 plus years ago. You helped me a lot. Thank you. And our my block especially, and our communities now become a safe, quiet place in which to live. It's even become desirable. But I really want to see that continue. I don't ever want to go backward even a little bit. Also, I think that the residents' voices need to be heard. And I would like to connect with the residents of the whole town. And I would like to find out why they chose this place to live, and so that we can build off of that. And what can be done to and to secure their trust and the leadership, and communicate with us. So basically, that's it. I can't hear you again.
I said thank you.
Oh, okay.
Hello, Mary. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you, Randy?
Not Randy, Mickey.
Mickey. That's okay. Extension of it. How is your dad?
He's good. He enjoys being completely retired.
Why isn't he applying for this?
He's been in it a while, and he just wants to relax for a bit.
Yeah, yeah.
I did tell him about it. So,
and he said
and then
no.
he shot me a look that my dad gives people. So, so I have the second question.
Okay.
What do you see your role as a council member as being?
Oh, connecting with the people for sure. Absolutely. I'm pretty, it's pretty easy for me to learn things too, and to sort things out. And, I just don't see anybody connecting with the residents. When years ago, there was another Greg on the council, and he used to have meetings all the time. And I was probably one of his biggest fans. I would be there every Saturday that he was available, and pick his brain and give him suggestions. And I kind of miss that. I think it would be a good thing to do. I just want to make sure everybody's interest is covered, and that our town continues to grow in the way it is. It's amazing. It's become an amazing place in which to live.
Well, thank you, Mary.
All right. Hi, Ms. Mayhew.
Hello, Greg. How are you doing?
Good. My question is, if there was only one thing you could do to improve the town, what would it be and why?
Zone enforcement, because there are a lot of violations in the town. As we speak, I've been fighting on one issue, and I haven't been fighting much. I just mentioned it a few times, and it still exists, and it shouldn't. But that's the. And in order to maintain a beautiful community, you have to enforce the violations. You have to do something about them. So otherwise it goes backward.
Okay, thank you.
Did I answer your question?
You sure did. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Greg.
Yes, ma'am.
Good evening, Mary.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm okay.
Oh,
Are
good.
you called Elizabeth, or are you?
Yeah, Elizabeth. Yeah, no Liz,
yeah.
no Lizzie's, no.
I like
Babs.
that. Yeah, I like that.
Or anything else that, some people might conjure up. Anyway, so what is your vision for the town of North Beach?
Wow, to continue its growth as it is. The fantastic parks we have, the events that we're having. My vision is a nice, peaceful, desirable artist community, really. That's what I've always wanted. That's why I even bought here in the first place years in 94, when I bought two commercial condos, because I wanted an art studio, photography studio in one, and then the other was going to be something else. But anyway, it was an art studio once upon a time, but they moved on. So that's what my vision is, a nice, quaint artist community that invites people to come in and just feel happy.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. And thank you for your application.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right. Hi, Mary.
Hi.
So thinking about the North Beach or North Beach's infrastructure, what do you think is the biggest issue or challenge we're facing?
It's always the flooding. And the parking seems to have improved, really. Although we lost one parking lot, I don't see a big problem. Like, well, it might be because so many people aren't coming to the beach, but they're starting to come back because of the pandemic. But the flooding is the biggest issue.
Okay, thank you. So that was the final question. You're more than you can stick around if you like, or you can disconnect if you have to go have dinner or do something else
I'll
this evening.
stick around. This is nice. I might as well. Yeah.
Okay.
I applied when you did, when you got on the council, you remember? Yeah.
I remember that. I do. Absolutely.
My first meeting with you.
So after we're done with all the interviews, the council is going to deliberate in closed session, and then we'll be in contact with you in the next couple of days or weeks, one way or the other.
All right.
Okay.
Well, thank you all of you.
Thank you. Okay, next we have Susan Shaw. Bring her in. There she is. And hi, Susan. You just have to unmute yourself. Oops,
Okay,
there you
I
go.
didn't realize I was muted. Is that better?
Perfect. Yes, we can hear you.
Good.
Okay, welcome back. Jane, off to you.
Me? Susan,
Hi,
can you
Jane.
hear me? Hi. So we're going to ask you 5 questions from 5 different people. So
All right.
I'm the first questionnaire, and it's, why do you wish to fill the present vacancy on the town council?
I would like to fill the present vacancy on the town council because I really enjoy living here. I think it's a wonderful little town, and I would like to contribute to it continuing to be a wonderful little town. And hopefully some of my past experience can also help moving forward. I can't hear you now. I
you have
can't
anything
hear
else, Jane?
Jane now.
Oh, I said I'm finished. It's up to Mickey. He's sleeping over there.
Hello, Susan. How are you?
I'm fine, Mickey, and you?
Pretty good. Sorry, I was just finishing up notes. So what do you see your role as a council member as being?
Well, I think the role is you all have pretty much created the role, so to speak. It's clearly to make decisions regarding the town, the budget, things like stormwater management, the tree committee, the environmental committee, the beautification of the town, all those things that manage the town. I think it's you're both the executive and the legislative part of the town government.
Cool, thank you. I think next up is Greg.
Hello, Ms. Shaw. How you doing?
I'm doing good, and you?
Doing okay. My question is, if there was only one thing you could do to improve the town, what would that be and why?
Oh, that's a good one. I would probably improve the communication a little bit. And not that I think a good job is not being, I'm not being critical of what's happening now. but I have found that I'm often able to flesh things out a little bit more and make them more understandable to people.
All right. Thank you, ma'am.
All right, Susan, question number 4. So thinking about the town's infrastructure, what do you think is our biggest issue or challenge?
Sidewalks. You know, there's a lot of people walking in the road, running in the road with their dogs in the road. And I think that's going to be an issue as more and more people come into the town.
Okay, thank you. Elizabeth.
You're
Hi,
welcome.
Susan. Hi,
Hi,
Susan.
Elizabeth.
So what is your vision for the town?
Well, my vision for the town is, first of all, that it would continue to be so friendly and as welcoming, and that the quality of life would continue to be high while keeping the taxes low.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you, Susan. That was the last question. You're certainly welcome to stay if you like, or you can retire for the evening. The council will be deliberating in closed session after we're done with all the interviews, and then we'll be in touch over the next few days or weeks. Either way.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'd like to stay, whatever you have to do to put me
Sure.
back in. Thank you.
Yep, you can stay right here. I'm just going to mute you now. Okay, and last is Cheryl Green. We're back in. Okay, hopefully Cheryl can unmute herself. There we go. Hi, Cheryl.
Hello, hi.
Carol?
Oh,
Can you hear me?
Yes.
yes, we can hear you.
Can you? Okay, there we go.
Hear me? This is Jane.
How are you?
I am good. So we're going to be asking you 5 questions from 5 different people. And so I am the first questionnaire. So why do you wish to fill the present vacancy on the town council?
Well, I've gotten involved since I've moved to this town actually the Twin Beaches about 7 years ago. And I've enjoyed being a part of both towns. And since I recently moved here to North Beach, like I said, in my intent letter, I've gotten a lot of great relationships with businesses and people, and I just want to be a part of something that I think is already so great. I'm not, I think a lot of people come into councils or into places because they've got so many ideas and they want to change things. And I already think the town is great, and I'm sure I'll have some ideas, but I just want to be a part of something that's already great.
Nikki?
Hello, Cheryl. How are you? This is
Hello,
Nick.
Cheryl. Hey, Mickey.
So what do you see your role as a council member as being?
A partner, not an individual. I understand coming onto a council, you have your individual voice, but you are a part of a team. So I see my part of the council as being a partner to everyone and helping out as best I can in any avenue that I can.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, Ms. Green. My question
Hello.
is, if there was only one thing you could do to improve the town, what would it be and why?
Oh my gosh, if there could be only one thing. Okay, if there's only one thing that I could think of to improve the town, would to be to add me to the council. I guess that's probably the best answer, actually. I think that's probably the only thing that I can see that needs a little bit of improvement, and then not necessarily improvement. There's just a space open. I find this town to be very engaging. Like I said, I see Mike all the time walking around. I see Mickey out all the time too. So I don't think it's lacking anything.
Okay.
Other than myself.
All
Other
right.
than myself.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Hi, Cheryl. This is Paul with question number 4. So thinking
Hi,
about,
Paul.
thinking about the town's infrastructure, what do you think is our biggest issue or challenge?
Let's see. I'm not sure if it's the biggest issue, but I do think it's one of the things that a lot of people that have said something to me about. I walk the boardwalk a lot because it's great exercise and it's, you know, it's a beautiful scenery. But there's sometimes is a lot of, for lack of a better word, some dog poop a lot. I don't think we have enough spaces for people with dogs to actually walk their dogs along the boardwalk. There's not a lot of grass and not a lot of places like that for dogs along the boardwalk. If there was anything that we could do, would be to give a place for people like who want to have their dogs down at that area, but not necessarily on the boardwalk where it's a little bit difficult for them to always pick up after them.
Okay, thank you.
You're
Hi,
welcome.
Cheryl.
Yeah, I go back to
Hi,
that
Sher-
one just a little bit,
Okay.
if that's all right. Just the other, and then the other thing, I guess, is probably the biggest thing is to deal with is the, I'm sorry, it's raining right now and it's actually throwing me, I'm outside, how it floods. The flooding is always an issue when it starts to rain. And I think that's the only thing that we'd have to deal with. That's one of the biggest things that the town has to deal with. And I heard that you're dealing with as I was listening to the meeting today.
Okay, thank you. Elizabeth.
You're welcome.
Hi, Cheryl. This is Elizabeth.
Hello. How are you?
I'm great. And you?
I'm doing pretty good, actually.
That's perfect. Could you tell me what is your vision for the town of North Beach?
The vision for the town of North Beach is actually what it is. It's a family-oriented place. It's a place where people can go and relax. There's lots of events to do for everyone to do. It's a place where I would like for anyone to come and feel home. So that's kind of the vision, is to continue that. When my mom comes down here, she always feels like she feels like she's always at a resort. She's in a little resort town and everyone's speaking and everyone's saying hello. So my vision is to encourage that and to continue that.
Thank you, Cheryl. I appreciate your answer.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Cheryl. That's the last question. Feel free to stick around if you like, or you could disconnect and get out of the rain.
That's all right. I'm feeling good.
So right after this,
I'm okay.
the council will be okay. Right after this, the council will be deliberating a closed session, and then we'll get back to you in the next few days or few weeks here regarding one way or the other. But thank you for your interest.
Okie dokie. Thank you. Thank you very much.
And just one last time, I don't think we saw Virginia Geisler out there. Unless Virginia, that's you on the phone. Just one more time. Again, if you hit *9, if that's you raise your hand. Otherwise, I think we are done and can move on. All right, Mr. Mayor, back to you.
Thank you, Paul. You'll have a tough decision tonight. Better you guys than me. All right. Let's move right into mayor report and council report. I'm going to cede my time to the council. So I'm going to go ahead and let the council give their report, and I'd like to go ahead and start with Mickey.
Hello, everyone. Great to see so many people tonight. I'd like to thank everybody who put in for the council vacancy, everybody who serves on our committee. And no matter how it falls, if you get on or don't get on for the vacancy, it was very helpful to have you all show interest and keep that interest going, because there are committees that always need help. And it's always useful to have people who want to be involved. So it's always nice to see when we have something like this, because I've been through it a couple times. So many entries come up, which makes it hard on us, but it's good because we definitely see the interest in the people wanting to be here. And then I don't know how many people know, but it looks like the movies are back on for the summer. And the first one is June 26th, and it's going to be Grease. And I'm sure there will be many a news blast going out from Dawn about that. Other than that, thank you.
Thank you, Mickey. Elizabeth, can you popped up?
Yep, sure. Thank you. Again, I just want to thank the waterfront staff on Memorial Day for putting up with my craziness. So good, great work going on down there. Besides that, I've been a little busy. I just wanted to appreciate Abigail, Francisco, and her girls. Their summer program was just magnificent. If you ever have a chance, you should go and see one of Abigail's shows because they're just tremendous. And if you're not familiar with her studio, it is a world-class studio. She's preparing those students to be on the stage in the world. So it's very fantastic. I can't say enough about it. I've been doing a little bit of work with the checking out Sustainable Maryland and what I can do to support that. The Boys and Girls Club is doing a community garden, so we're going to be contributing to that certification that Lisa is putting together. And also, I had a great opportunity to speak to the Home and Garden Club, their meeting, and so we had a chance to talk about the Sustainable Maryland program and the 5 or 6 areas. There's a multitude of questions and what we can do to make sure that in the future we are able to support the next round of certification when it comes up in the next 3 years. So just thinking a little bit ahead on that. In addition to that, I just wanted to mention that if you're not aware, the Maryland Municipal League, our summer conference is coming up, and they just announced their banner towns for the year, and North Beach is on the list. I was very happy, proud to see that. And I'm pretty sure it's because of the contributions that Greg, Jane, and myself have been making throughout the year. So that was really wonderful. And then last but not least, a couple of resolutions last year, one around health and one around race in 2020 happened. And because of 2020, we weren't really actually able to move forward on those. And so there's a lot of information that's coming around the country that's more of a strategic look on, building a better healthcare system here in Calvert County. Also, in Virginia and a couple other states, they've started taking the lead on declaring racism as a public health crisis. And so I'm really trying to keep a pulse on that, because eventually that's going to flow to Maryland and down the pike. In past life, I've had the opportunity to do legislative work in DC for the veterans. And because the 3 states, Maryland, DC, well, DC is a state, but then the 3, eventually what happens in one state influences the other state. And, Maryland is quite liberal. So it's very interesting that Virginia has taken this lead. So really paying attention to that and going to a lot of webinars and things to kind of stay on the leading edge of that. So that's sort of what I've been up to in the last month. Besides walking my dog, of course, and picking up poop. But, really enjoying that and looking forward to the next month. Thank you.
Thank you. Paul.
I yield my time.
All right. Jane.
Yes, I've been, of course, working with the Environmental Committee. We're coming up on hopefully finishing up with Sustainable Maryland. We're going to meet again on the 15th to make sure all the boxes are checked and everything is signed, et cetera, et cetera. And the flood committee is a big part of that also. So that's been a great thing. So I thank you. And if anyone is interested in helping with the Environmental Committee, please let me know. Thank you.
Thank you, Jane. Greg.
Oh, thanks, Mayor. As Mickey said earlier, I just want to thank all the candidates for applying. to stay involved if you're not selected. There's a lot to do around the town. Also, a lot more people are walking around the town now, so please be a little bit extra careful. Kids running around, they love to dash out into the street. So, and next one, don't laugh, but it's getting warmer, or it is warm, and the snakes are moving around. I saw my first snake the other day, and I'm gonna tell you right now, there's two things I do not like, and I'm very afraid of, and I don't have a problem telling you about it. They both begin with S, snakes and spiders. So be careful, they're out there. And the last thing is, again, thank you all for coming out tonight, and enjoy the warm weather, and I look forward to seeing you around town. That's it. Thanks, Mayor.
Thank you so much, Greg. All right, let's move right into a motion to adjourn the meeting to go into closed session. The mayor and town council would conduct a closed session under the Maryland Open Meetings Act, section 3-305B1, to discuss the appointment, employment, assignment, promotion, discipline, demotion, compensation, removal, resignation, performance evaluation, appointees, employees, or officials over whom this body has jurisdiction. Any other personal matter affects one or more specific individuals. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
So moved. Got a second? Any discussion? All in favor, raise your hand. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for coming. And Paul, clear the room and then wait and hold off council members. Don't go anywhere. We got to knock this out.